like you want me, and I guess in a way you do. Holding my breath, unraveling emotions. I need some space to think this through. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Look away so you won't see, cause the pain is in my eyes. Feels like I could break at any moment and shatter your insides. If you feel my mind, call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I need. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. And I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I promise now's not the right time. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. I would rather lie. I would rather lie. I don't wanna fight. I would rather lie to you. If I'm honest, I'll just make you cry. Yeah, I don't wanna fight with you. I would rather lie to you. Call me all night long. Try to give you hints and a hard to see. Right on the line, no. Losing it on you's the last thing I
I have an idea. Let's record a shitty intro. Just strum it.
Okay.
This is the Zach and Aakash show. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Zach and Aakash show. This is episode 20, so we're celebrating our 20th anniversary on the show. So we decided to try and add a guest star, and that is Kyle Collins. Ooh. Everybody clap. Yeah, so please don't judge the fucking orientation of the stream setup right now. We've never done this before, so I'm gonna have to fix it in real time. So like, yeah.
Yeah, this is our first time trying this out. Kyle, I'm also gonna send you the stream link so you can
Alright.
access chat if you need to.
There, that's a little better.
Zach, did you spam today?
I did not. Okay, there
Spam
we go.
a little.
Spam a little. I can't though. It's on my It's on my phone.
What?
My phone's my camera.
Oh, don't worry about it then.
Alright.
Cool. All right, we all good to go. I fixed
Yeah.
it a little bit. It'll suffice for now.
Okay. Cool.
It's okay. We'll figure out a better way to do
Right.
this eventually. I hate the colored bar that jumps around. It's so annoying. It's like obviously I know who's talking. Like I could hear and see them.
All right, welcome everyone. So, if you are listening, again, you can't see him, but we have a guest star, Kyle, today, and we're going to be talking about AI and super intelligence. That is the theme for today.
Yeah.
And again, this is a Friday morning stream, which we haven't done before because we were trying to do our little late night show, but we were kind of canceling that and trying to move towards more of a guest Friday type of thing.
Yeah. So
So this is a little pilot.
let me introduce Kyle. Kyle, we met. Was it at that club CEO? Is that where you met, or is it Worth Institute? It
I
was one of
think I
those.
think it was the Worth Institute, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first meeting.
So we met at the Worth Institute. We were just talking. We like entrepreneurship, and now Kyle works for Compass, correct? Still?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't want to assume anything. And then that's like a real estate company, right?
Yeah,
You can tell us a little bit
really.
about that if you want.
So sure. So Compass is really tech driven. They started off hiring people from like Apple, Google, and like places like that, Microsoft, and like building out like a proprietary platform um, built around basically making the whole real estate transaction experience easier and making it easier for the agents to market and basically do their business. So recently, uh, this year, our focus is just, or the CEO's focus really is to like increase the business of every agent through like more tools we can use, and just like bringing on like influential people who can like help us grow. For example, we just had a former Bridgewater co-CEO join
Oh
our
wow.
board. So that's really cool. Someone from Amazon is our chief tech officer now. So we're bringing on some cool people and innovating and really, I guess, spearheading like sort of like the whole real estate thing. For lack of
Sweet.
better words. Yeah.
Dope.
And what specifically do you do?
Yeah. So I'm a licensed agent. I'm on a team. And basically, I do everything else all the agents do, except really, I'm just like learning right now. I'm trying to get business, but it's a lot more difficult um, for me because I mean, most people I know is during college and not going to be able to buy homes anytime soon. Like usually people kind of like change careers into real estate. So they take their connections from wherever they were and kind of like work with that. But so yeah, really I'm just like being mentored. But yeah, I just did a referral yesterday. Just like through I literally got like a lead through like a cold message or something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm just working on business.
Very cool.
Cool.
Very cool.
All right, so we're gonna jump in to the topic soon, but before that, I have the coffee brew of the day.
Amazing.
There it is.
Cheers,
There's some
everybody.
beauty.
Oh shoot, I forgot my drink.
Let's call this a morning coffee show, the ground up show. Like, what's his face podcast? Matt Diavella.
Kyle, why AI and superintelligence? What is your interest in that?
It's honestly my greatest fear.
Okay, cool.
That's part of it, and mainly because I can't really comprehend it. Like I just don't know what, like there's so many different scenarios that could play out, and it seems like we're kind of tapering towards super intelligence with all the push for AI, deep learning, and all like the AI subsets. So I just thought super intelligence would be a really cool topic to talk about, and you could get into existential stuff, but also kind of like, I guess, positive things about that could come about. So it's kind of like a broad topic, and I feel like many people will have different opinions.
Okay, cool. So you said you're afraid of it. So what is, like, talk about your opinion more in depth of what you see it being.
I think, all right, so obviously super intelligence is derived from AI, but it's just more advanced. And I think really AI is one of those things we should be more proactive than reactive about. So like putting in, you know, like a proper committee that like kind of governs what companies are doing with AI and like how they're handling it. Like the last thing we want is like some sort of super intelligent computer suddenly realizing that hacking every computer in the world would be its best option for solving some sort of problem.
Oh, wow.
So like, it's just there's so much it can do, and it could be a Terminator-like scenario, or it could be more of a utopia type. But it's just like it really depends on how, but we're the creators, so like, and we're kind of
Right.
controlling it. So that's why I think it's important to have oversight and stuff. And right now, I'm not seeing that. Well, part of it is because bureaucracy is just slow in general. Obviously, like I know Elon Musk has tried to push on the subject, like in Congress and stuff, and also with his new company, OpenAI, that he's on a board of or something, where their entire mission is kind of like being like responsibility, provoking responsibility in like AI.
Yeah, I think as technology grows, the ethics behind it, we've already seen a lot of issues that can be caused by technology, especially when you see it around data collection, how people really have no choice in their data being collected if they want to use the internet. So yeah, ethics is going to be huge. I think that's important for a lot of computer engineers to learn, because like a lot of them, they want to build something cool, which like, yeah, me too. I want to build something cool, and they end up building something amazing like AI or super intelligence, for instance, and they don't really
Yeah.
see the negative effects of it, you know, because it's really easy to focus on just the positives of something and ignore the negatives completely. But with something like AI, I guess the negatives could be quite catastrophic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is about like kind of making how do you make a machine understand what's good and bad, or like,
Right.
If statement.
you know.
Just kidding.
But I don't know. I don't know. I think it goes a bit deeper than that.
And who decides what is good and bad before we can make the machine understand what's good and bad?
Right, and then like you could look at Buddhism, I think, where they say like nothing really is good or bad. It's
Yeah.
like, or like
It's
right
true.
and wrong. I think it is.
All just forces of nature in balance.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah,
you trained
exactly.
a model to like figure out if something's good or bad, like you label different scenarios good or bad. You trained a
And there
model.
would probably be
You'll never
bias
get
too.
you'll never get like 100% accuracy. So like it could do something bad 5% of the time, but that's still not good.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because even we don't know what's good or bad 100% of the time. A lot of times people do the wrong things for the right reasons, and it can end up backfiring,
Mm,
which
that's
is
true.
what makes it tough. And also, there's things you can also go more philosophical with things like the trolley problem. That a lot of smart cars are pretty much dealing with that issue right now. Do they save the passenger, or do they try to save the people on the street? How do they decide who to save on the street? That is an issue. Like if they had to save the passenger, but they have to kill, like there's two people on the street, do they kill the doctor? Do they have to swerve that way? Do they have to swerve this way and kill the teacher? That all like people always said, "Oh, the trolley problem's so hypothetical. When's it gonna?" But it's coming true right now,
that's actually
so that less people die. Obviously, given that both sides, the people are completely equal, I guess. But that being said, you don't really know until you go in a situation. I know. Do you guys watch Vsauce on YouTube?
Yeah.
sometimes older ones.
Older ones, will check out his his YouTube Red series, which he made completely free now, called Mindfield, and check out the first episode. That's testing the trolley problem, where he actually puts people into that situation. He tricks them into thinking it's for some other research, makes them wait, and then all of a sudden this random trolley problem just emerges, and it's crazy. People don't react how they think they would have reacted or how they say they'd react, because when you're in the situation, the pressure just builds up and you go into fight or flight mode.
Yeah, I've seen that actually. I think when I saw it when I came out, so I don't remember it too well, but yeah, I do remember like panic. I just like them seeming really panicked.
Yeah.
Honestly, personally, I don't think I would pull it because I feel like it's kind of like playing God, and it
Mhm.
just I just feel like it doesn't feel right. So
Jump
like
out
if I'm
the
just not part of the equation, then it's just like it just can't be helped,
But you are part of the equation because you have
That's
a
true.
choice.
But I could make the choice to just like walk away.
That's the third choice.
Interesting. That's one of the two choices. You pull the lever or you don't. Walking away is not pulling the lever.
So
So even if you
it's gonna
walk,
kill the 3 people first. Like that's the
yeah, that's the thing. It's
Okay.
running straight into the 3 people, and if you pull the
Yeah.
lever, it goes into the 1 person. Because if it's running straight into the 1 person, that'd be easy. You just don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kyle. So okay, you said you won't pull the lever. What if the 3 you're running into are your family members,
ooh.
and the 1 is a rando? What do you do then?
Your answer's recorded, Kyle.
Oh man, I still don't think I would do it.
Really, I'd pull it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't
You-
know. It's
even-
a weird response, but like I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
It's kind of more like
Yeah.
a faith thing.
How much taxes does the 1 person pay? I'm just kidding.
Zach's like quickly there pulling up their information data.
My thing is like just don't have a trolley problem in the first place. Like don't get to that situation and you won't have to make the decision.
Yeah,
Well,
block
no
block
shit.
the path.
But like just don't have people where they're going to get hit by cars. Like you shouldn't be in the street, dude.
Are you back?
Zach's
Oh.
breaking out.
Shit. But I said like just don't be in the street and you won't get hit by a car.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to try to have the ideal circumstance, no matter what it is. But shit happens.
Okay, so
Mistakes happen.
if they're jaywalking, I think the car should just hit them because that's their fault.
I'm not gonna lie, I jaywalk
Okay.
a lot.
I do too, but I know the risk that I could get hit by a car.
Dude, UConn trains you to jaywalk.
It does.
Dude, every time I'm in the city.
Big dick energy. You feel like a badass when you jaywalk, and everyone's like not walking with you.
One time I
Dan's
was
asking
in.
me where my shirt is. This is my shirt, Dan. This is UConn Huskies.
Oh, what the
represent.
fuck? Can you all see chat, but I can't?
I mean, we have the stream pulled up.
Mine's broken. Oh wow.
Actually, when I was in San Francisco, there was it's kind of a funny case of jaywalking. There was an entire school of children that were being led by like some daycare teachers or whatever. They were trying to cross the street, and they were kind of all just like watching me. And then I jaywalked while there were like cars coming, like just so I could barely make it. And then they started following me. And then like the teachers had to like go and get them back. And I was like, oh shoot.
Kyle.
I was like, oh, maybe this is a case where like I should have been a bit more mindful and like
you're a mother duck.
more aware.
Kyle, you know what I did, right? You trained those AI models. And you trained them to jaywalk.
Yeah,
You gave them a little data point.
that was kind of gonna go to my next point about like
Uh-huh.
learning. Like, how do
Learning.
we, like, what is learning? And like, how do we actually, like, can that be programmed?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Well, it is technically programmed already. I guess it's not. It's a different form of learning. It's not exactly how humans learn. And that's the other thing. People, you know, Brian and I were in this learning science club, and we found out a lot of techniques about how people learn and a lot of abstractions of how people learn. But we still don't really know too much of how it happens. You know, we know how neurons build up. You know, each time you complete a pattern or a circuit, a similar pattern or circuit, your neurons get thicker and thicker, and therefore, I guess the pathway becomes easier for your brain to follow. And that's kind of how we based machine learning right now. Each time you see a certain data set, I guess, depending on the algorithm, that gets thicker and thicker, and the graph aligns a bit more that way. But a lot behind how your brain does that and how your brain optimizes it, especially what your brain chooses to forget. There's still a lot of mystery behind that. We haven't figured that out. We still
Yeah.
don't completely know how the human brain learns.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
talking about, like the deeper aspect of it.
but if we do figure that out, which I think we will, I think at one point, given time, we are going to figure that out. I think there's no reason I see why we can't replicate that on a digital system.
Do you think it's a one size fits all for a way to learn? Or do you think that depending on your genetics, you learn in different ways?
So I used to think people had different learning styles. Like some people, you know how they say some people have auditory learning preference, some people like to do with their hands, some people read and learn better from that. I used to believe in that until I did this learning science thing at UConn. And they say, and more research proves that the best way to learn is all of those put together. People have a personal preference, but that doesn't necessarily mean that one method of learning is better. It's just whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
And I guess in a way, whatever you prefer is going to be better because you're going to enjoy it more, and therefore you're probably going to learn it better. But I think that's also the way you prefer is probably very influenced by your childhood and your early childhood stages. I'm guessing this part, I don't know.
So you think it's more
I
of a
don't know what-
motivator to like learn people, like a fitness score to help them learn or something? If we're thinking
What do you
machine
mean?
learning. So like a reason to why you should learn something, or like if you prefer to learn something, it's gonna help you learn a lot better.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
machines they
guess.
don't really care. They'll learn whatever as long as you have the correct fitness scores and stuff like that. But
Right,
for
right.
people,
At the
they're a little
moment,
more
yeah.
picky.
Well, that's the thing. Can you give
Ooh.
machines the power of choice? You know, will they have the power of choice? They'll have a set of choices and a set of probabilities. That's what they work on right now. But then, can they have true choice or freedom
So that's
to
like
learn?
programming a will.
Yeah, can you do that?
Like,
And
is that,
if you can, should you do that?
does that come from consciousness?
What is consciousness?
It's true.
Oh,
Right.
it's getting deep.
And is learning, what I was going to ask before, do you think learning and consciousness is like intertwined?
Learning and consciousness.
Maybe. How conscious are animals?
Right.
You can
Like, that's what
still
I was
you
thinking.
can whoop them with a stick.
You know,
And they won't
animals
pee
learn
on your
too.
shoe. Yeah.
Everyone learns.
They're not
Because like
self-aware, right?
no, so that's animals don't technically have a conscience. Because yeah, Zach's read it. Or part of it, I guess. We read the book *Sapiens*. Have you ever read that, Kyle?
No, but I heard of it.
That's a good book.
Yeah, I'd definitely say check it out. It's a really good book. But in *Sapiens*, they're talking about the reason humans are so advanced is not only can we learn and think, we can also like think about thinking, and we can make up things. That's what leads
Language.
to yeah, like language or anything, like a business, an LLC. What is an
Yeah.
LLC? It doesn't exist. It's just a figment of our imagination. It's just a concept we completely made up, or like kingdoms, any type of structure, we made it up and we gave a label to it, but it doesn't actually exist. But because of these common things we can make up and these common myths we can make up, and the ability for different humans to believe in those common myths is what brings humans together, what allows them to go beyond like a tribal size, and allows us to establish societies and these, you know, huge city-like structures or states or countries because of common beliefs. And that is, according to Sapiens, a power only humans possess because of their ability to make things up and
Yep.
think about thinking.
We're able to
it's super
cooperate
interesting.
with each other because of like things like religion. So we'll all protect each other because of a religion.
Yeah.
Like we know we can trust some rando in California because we know he or she has probably the same values that we do, so we trust them. But like monkeys and stuff, like it only works in like groups of 20 or something before they kill each other.
Because if they meet a random monkey, they don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
But if we meet someone random, and just the fact that, say you're like traveling Europe, and just the fact that someone else has that American accent, it's going to give you a little more trust towards just the fact that there is something familiarity creates familiarity, common beliefs and knowledge.
Yeah, and it definitely all stems from language. Like where would we be without language? Like it allows you to transfer information from generation to generation and just like compound like everything.
Yeah.
We're the sum of previous generations.
And the scary thing is like super.
Whereas with computers, we can extend that capacity as long as you want. There is no need for something called death. They can just go on and consume information as long as they want. So they can literally go on forever consuming information, knowing more than any one human or even any set of collective humans can know.
Yeah, I actually have this book. I haven't read it yet, but it's called The Master Algorithm. How the quest for the ultimate learning machine will remake our world. Yeah, it's about like general artificial intelligence, which we're not even really close to. Although I don't really know what Google has going on there in that clandestine program, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to like just checking this out, and just like I bought this book once I was like thinking about like algorithms and stuff. Like I was thinking, what if what if you can create something which is like the ultimate like pattern recognizer. Like patterns is kind of like the best way to predict things, right? Like and learn from. Like if you see X and Y, you could like probably expect Z, like with almost 100% certainty. So like I just kept thinking about that. I was like, okay, maybe this might be the way like general intelligence will be made. So I found this book, and I'm looking forward to reading it. There's another one that that Elon Musk actually tweeted about. It's called Life 3.0. I also have that. A lot of reading to do, but basically it's about basically we are Life 2.0. Like the things we can do. And then 3.0 can basically iterate upon itself and make itself like make different iterations of itself that or better each time. And
Why are we 2.0?
I think it's because we can't. I think it's because we can't like iterate, like literally change our.
No,
Like,
I mean, what was life 1.0? What makes us
1.0 is just like a basic organism that can just like
gotcha.
that can just like replicate.
Okay.
Yeah, like a virus is bacteria.
So
Oh,
2.0.
Would animals be 2.0 or 1.0? Like a dog, what would a dog be?
Good point. I think they're 2.0 because they can
Oh,
still
okay.
think and stuff, you know? Like they can.
So Corona's like 1. Oh wait, okay. So there's a virus. A virus. We don't know
I
if
mean,
it's
it's kind
technically
of
life.
not. Yeah,
We'll
it's
say a
kind of-
bacteria.
Yeah,
Bacteria would be
bacteria.
1.0.
Here's the thing, though. Can't we? Isn't evolution technically us reiterating? I guess, or maybe a 3.0 would more be like guided evolution, where evolution.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
random.
Like you can pass the limits of evolution, right? Like you could just completely ignore that and just bypass it because you're made out of parts like
So-
metal.
So you could be 2.0, but then shift to 3.0, technically, within a lifespan. It's plausible.
Maybe.
I guess once you get into bionics and
Fuck yeah, dude. I want a bionic dick.
All right,
Oh.
here I'll read it out.
Alright.
I'll actually read it out for you guys.
Into
So,
late night territory.
It's Friday.
all right, so it says Life 1.0 is unable to redesign either its hardware or its software during its lifetime. Both are determined by its DNA and change only through evolution. In contrast, Life 2.0 can redesign much of its software, like humans, like learn complex new skills, languages, and stuff like that, and can fundamentally update their worldview and goals. But Life 3.0, which doesn't yet exist on Earth, can dramatically redesign not only its software but its hardware as well, rather than having to wait for it to gradually evolve over generations.
Yeah, like iRobot or something, where it can just keep building itself and make clones.
Yeah, and that's what scares me because each time it rebuilds itself, it'll be better. So like it'll increase exponentially, and I don't know if that curve will ever flatten. Like, will there be diminishing returns, or will it just get so smart that we just like, is there a limit to how smart you can be?
Yeah, that's
Like
really interesting.
that's what scares me because
at one point it'll probably start figuring out, not like pretty soon, figuring out things humans don't know yet.
yeah,
And will it tell us? Will it keep it? It could keep it a secret very well, and suddenly just launch a bunch of shit that we just can't comprehend or go against.
yeah. I think eventually we're gonna come down to the question of like, I think it might ask us like, what is your goal as a human race, right? And if you think about it,
There is none.
I feel like part of it is like expanding into the solar system, right?
Well, yeah,
like
well,
conquering planets and stuff. I feel like because if we're already thinking about that, what if there's other intelligence that has already done that? And
we do all the things we do to become better and greater is so we make ourselves better for reproduction, more suitable for reproduction. That's why we have an inner need for greatness. That's what things like conquering new places stems out of. So like, no matter how much we can save our software, our hard limit again is our biology and our biological needs, which computers, I guess, can escape.
Well,
they might not even care about reproduction.
Well, you're like a 1.0 fitness. Like if you're an organism that's 1.0, your fitness score is like, if you reproduce, good, you can keep evolving. So everything we do is for reproduction. So the fact that I have hair on my head is so someone will have sex with me. I'm serious.
and so you'll stay a little warm.
The fact that I am looking for like, I don't know, financial freedom or something, like that biological whatever is so someone will like reproduce with me, and those
so you
children
could
will live
live.
on.
Yeah.
Just kidding, guys. We all know evolution is fake and evolution is a sin.
That's right.
Oh, JK.
That might trigger
But
some people.
yeah, yeah, it's all because of reproduction. That's where all our needs and wants, everything stems from. That defines, I guess, biological success. But yeah, taking it back to super intelligence already in the universe. Maybe they're in like a galaxy far, far away,
Star Wars.
and we just don't know.
Or
Because
we're
like
the
universe is so huge.
furthest developed one, and we don't know that either. They could
Yeah,
be
there's no
like
telling.
still in their primitive states.
Or although I think the probability is very, 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 very minuscule, we could be alone. But I doubt it.
I doubt that.
I
Were,
doubt that's
were
the
Homo
case.
sapiens alive? Like, might be a dumb question. Like during the dinosaur era.
No.
So why? My question is then why weren't? So like if you kind of look at it like consciousness and like us humans, we're kind of like the universe itself, right? Like we're interpreting
Yeah.
ourselves in a way.
Yeah.
So like why didn't we exist? Like why were dinosaurs like the thing back then? Like if humans are the goal for life, like intelligent beings.
Oh,
Chance.
And so
gotcha.
then you could go on to
Yeah,
say
chance.
yeah, so maybe other planets, let's say they haven't had an extinction event like us, their first life forms within, let's say, the same time frame at which dinosaurs were alive, starting from the start of the universe. What if that whole time they were building up to intelligent beings, and Earth is just like behind, because they had a better chance.
Gotcha. So yeah, so you're saying they pretty much started the same time as Earth, but they never had an extinction event. So the dinosaurs just kept evolving and evolving until there's like
Smart.
They didn't have dinosaurs. They had other things because they were different conditions, and their first like sort of life forms were actually like intelligent and
they just had years and years, like millions of years to evolve. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility too. And
so
here's
there's no
another
reset.
thing.
I see.
We're scanning for life and things like that based on our conditions for life. Who knows what other, like, who knows? There could be a planet with like a completely different periodic table of elements, right? With none of the resources available on Earth. And their life and biology can be something beyond what we can even comprehend.
Yeah, maybe they breathe in methane instead of air, like
Yeah.
It could be silicon-based life.
Have you guys watched that movie Dinosaurs versus Cowboys?
No.
Dude, this is one of those really shitty Netflix movies where they found out that dinosaurs have been living in caves and they evolved to breathe methane. And that's the premise behind it. And once people are coal mining, the dinosaurs start attacking them. So these cowboys go in and save them.
Wow.
It's a stupid ass movie. But breathing of methane reminded me of that.
Have you guys seen a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yeah.
No, actually, I have not.
I gotta read the book.
Yeah, same. I've seen the movie.
I didn't even know there was a movie.
There is there's that machine where they ask, like in the beginning, like what's the meaning of life, and they get to the end, and I don't know. Should I spoil it, Zach?
42?
Why not?
It's 40. Really... It says it's 42. And they're like, what?
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone knows that.
They're like, what the hell? But have you guys actually looked up the reasoning behind that? Like, apparently it's like the perfect like hyperspace dimensions or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's weird. There's actually some reasoning behind 42.
Oh, I thought it was just like a nihilistic
statement. it's actually like there's actually scientific reasons behind it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I wanted the nihilist one because
Wow.
it's funny.
Because meaning and purpose are made up.
Kinda. You make
Sort
it up.
of, but we ponder it, right? So that's like the universe pondering it because we are like the universe.
Well, life itself
Is-
doesn't care what happens to you. It's like you make that decision.
Yeah.
Like if you died, like the universe isn't like, aha, I was out to get you. It's just you just died. That's it. Like there was no. That's it.
Yeah, unlike in Final Destination,
Yeah,
where death is literally after you.
yeah. It's like you just die. It's just part of the system that happens. You shouldn't run from it.
So, do you think maybe in space there is some super intelligent being, and maybe they have the super intelligent space force and everything, and they're just watching us because we're too primitive? They haven't made contact yet.
Yeah, that's definitely like a theory I've heard before.
Tuning in right
And
now.
like their communication systems, I doubt whoever it is, I doubt they use the same radio or like radio frequencies or waves we use. I doubt they might not even use like waves to communicate.
I don't know though,
So
because
we won't be able to detect it.
But frequencies are so fundamental. So I don't know
To
what else they
us,
would use.
frequencies are fundamental to us.
No, in the
Again, they can be
universe though.
something.
Like look at the cosmic
Yeah,
microwave background. That's a frequency.
right.
Like,
They're to the universe based on our perspective and our knowledge. Frequencies could be something completely different. We see
I
it
guess
as
maybe
a
it
frequency.
could be energy. I mean, it is energy, right? So maybe they just use like
Again, those are all words we made up and terms we made up to understand everything
exactly.
through our template.
Maybe they call it something else, but it's still the same thing, right? If they
or
look
maybe
at
they know something even deeper and something they found something beyond it. Because we can just speak based on things we've found, right?
Mhm.
We've found frequencies, so we've done research on it. But they could have found something else completely different, similar to frequencies, or maybe completely different
the
that we just
ether.
haven't heard about.
They communicate through the ether.
Maybe,
Yeah.
dude. Maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know.
It's like we can't tell.
They could be living among us too.
Oh God.
Kyle could be an alien.
Right.
He's
I
trying to
thought
like.
about that.
This is like his.
He's trying to play it safe.
Yeah. This is his call for help because he's a slave on an alien planet to watch humans.
Have you guys seen E.T.?
Yeah.
That movie scared the crap out of me. as a
E.T.?
kid. Yeah.
Dude, that's racist. He's not that
I
scary.
watched it a long time ago. I don't
When I
remember
was a
much about
kid,
it.
though, it scared me.
E.T.'s a cool guy. He got that glowing finger and shit. Yeah. It's like.
No, but like Scream though. Like I'd just go to sleep and I'd hear it in my dreams.
Oh God.
Oh my god. What is it? It's like. Is that what it sounds like?
It's
When
worse.
he's all like pale and shit and he's dying and he's like ah.
Damn.
So what else? So there's some like doomsday scenarios I was like going through last night through this book. There's something called like the zombie solution, where basically we're just killed off by like these super intelligent things and like life 3.0.
Corona.
And
Jesus.
basically it just ends up being a unconscious universe where like these things, robots or whatever you want to call them, they just create things, but there's no conscious thing to observe them, so everything is just meaningless.
Got you.
So it's called the
kill
zombie
things.
solution.
Have you watched the Orville, Kyle?
The what?
The Orville?
No, what is that?
It's like a.
Sounds
Do you know
familiar.
do you know who Seth MacFarlane is?
Sounds I know the name.
So he's the guy who like does Family Guy and a bunch of stuff. He's a comedy dude. So the Orville's kind of like a comedy spoof of Star Trek. And
Okay.
they explore a bunch of sci-fi themes, but it's also funny while they do that. But really good show. It's on Hulu. If you have it, I recommend checking it out. But what their entire second season arc was, they have this robot Isaac that's on their team that they work with. Isaac's their friend, and Isaac's actually a robot that's from an alien planet. It's like a sentient robot, I guess, over there to learn from them. And then when they go to the robot planet, Isaac's planet, they like dig deep and they fall into this cave, and they just see a shit ton of skulls and caves, like huge, like oceans of skulls scattered around. They come to learn that in that planet, these life forms, these organic life forms, made these robots, and then the robots pretty much had a rebellion and killed all the humans and or organic life forms, and pretty much took over. So
Yeah.
that's like the same premise.
That's one of my fears.
Yeah.
Like super intelligent, like a super intelligent thing. Like when they look at us, we're like, it'd be like us looking at ants, essentially. Like, or the way we look at apes, like monkeys and stuff. Like, we'd just be like, they wouldn't be able to comprehend why we can't comprehend the things they do, or like,
Oh, interesting.
it's just, yeah, it's a super interesting sort of perspective.
They're gonna keep
Wow.
us as pets.
Yeah, that's also.
Yeah, that's, so there's something called like the enslaved god scenario.
What the?
Hey, what book is this from?
This is from Life 3.0.
Oh, oh, oh.
Let me.
Dude, I gotta look into this book. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I gotta reread *Sapiens* now. That's like Life 3.0.
So like
That's a short book.
basically you think of like Westworld. I don't know if have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Like we've essentially made ourselves God and like enslaved these intelligent things, but they're trying to free themselves, right? And they're literally becoming more conscious throughout the show.
Yeah,
Which is like
pretty
really
much.
scary.
And isn't that all because of some like bug? Or no, it wasn't a bug. It's Ford intentionally put that in, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like the secret code or something.
Yeah. So, I guess we could put all these safety protocols and everything, all these hard limits in place, right? We could theoretically even code something like that, but all it takes is for one human working on the team to like get upset about how the robots are being treated or something.
Just one rogue
And
programmer.
yeah, one rogue programmer is all it can take to bring all of this down. Because we can theoretically code in death, a timeout after like a year or something, so they can't live past a
See,
year.
Blade Runner, they have a time limit. It's like 3 or 7 years or something.
Oh,
Was that a good movie?
I saw the first one, part of it, and I fell asleep because it was getting kind of slow in the beginning.
yeah.
So I'll have to rewatch. It's on Netflix, the original one, if you're interested.
Oh.
So yeah, basically like we could either enslave them or they enslave us.
Are you sure we're not already enslaved?
By Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi waves are enslaving us.
No.
I mean, in a way, we're
Already
kind of
are.
like working for them already. Like for the
Wheat.
most basic forms.
Gosh, wheat.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just thinking of that when you were saying that.
What is it?
Wait, tell Kyle the wheat theory.
Okay,
It's from the book Sapiens.
So there's this part in *Sapiens* that's just, oh my god, it was like funny, but it also wasn't trying. I don't know if it was trying to be funny, but it was talking about how humans are actually or past humans were enslaved by wheat because everything they did was to grow wheat. And
Yeah.
so wheat just took
That's
over.
what I'm saying.
So like wheat was the first enslaved god. So now
Yeah, I mean, I could see how that's funny. At the same time, though, it's true.
Wait,
But like,
maybe money is already our enslaved god because money is like the new wheat right now. Because all we do is just let it cycle and stuff.
kind of. But I mean, at the same time, though, you could pursue something that's like really good for the world and creates value, and you'll just automatically make a bunch of money,
Well,
right?
yeah, but most people just chase money,
Yeah,
enslaved by
exactly.
it.
Which is faulty.
Well, I guess that's a huge theme for this podcast in general, is to create value rather than just going for the
The
audience.
wheat, yeah.
Yeah. Like, are you
Yeah.
guys doing computer science because you like it or because you want a lot of money?
I started it because I thought I could create cool shit with it.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like,
That's
you're
why I
not
went
really
into it.
enslaved by it.
But I will
Uh,
say,
it
college kind of it could.
college is a slave
Once you
mechanism.
start working and building not cool shit, it can change your view pretty quickly.
Right, but you could do things out of it, like outside
You
of
could
work.
exactly. You could. Yeah.
There's
And
too
that's kind of your
many.
safe haven, like
There's too many
freedom.
guardrails and like do not enter signs in college right now. That's like no, do your work, be complacent, so you can pay us more money.
You know why? Why isn't there a place where you can just research on whatever you want? They build you. They give you equipment. They have trainers, and instead of doing research for a purpose or for the university, even the university can own it if they want. But why don't they just have a
Yeah,
place where
maybe they
people
could
can
like
experiment?
Yeah,
maybe you pay for like a team to help you to like, let's say you wanted to figure out how to improve quantum computing. You could have like a team like looking at like a bunch of academic papers and like all you got just like collecting information, and then like through that you can like learn a lot. Like if you have a bunch of people
Yeah,
working on one thing,
it
or like
like
allows you to
lab
or
explore
it
rats.
could be like,
curiosity.
yeah, so it could be
Yeah,
like a bunch of students like with that interest of like improving quantum computing, and they could all work together and just like,
there are
and
no
maybe
majors. You just
maybe
pick.
maybe there could
It's
be
like
like a collaboration between libraries where like in your area where you could just use them for free, or like any library within like a
it's
few
like
minutes.
Google's 80/20 thing. I don't think they do it as much anymore, but when they did used to do it, a lot of cool products came out of people just working on whatever they wanted to. That's how Gmail was made.
Really?
Yeah,
I
because
didn't know that.
Google's 80/20 thing is pretty much
What is
20% of the
80/20?
time. 80% of the time they're focused on work, but 20% of the time they can just screw around, build whatever they want to, using any of Google's resources. That's how apps like or platforms like Google, or not Google's, Gmail got created. That's like
Wait,
the only example I know.
20% of the time they're
Yeah, they can
they're
pretty
they
much
can do
screw
anything.
around, build
Okay,
whatever they want.
that's
I
interesting.
I don't know if they're doing that anymore, but that was definitely like a big thing a while back. And a lot of products did come out of that and make it to mainstream. And the cool thing is there's also incentive, which I guess could kind of ruin it, make people do for incentive. But like if you figure out something really cool, you end up becoming like the leader of that team instantly.
Mm-hmm.
You run your own team, and I'm sure that's benefits associated with.
There's all right, I'm just gonna wait for Akash.
While you wait, Kyle, check this
Yeah.
out.
Oh wow. Wait, what?
I got San
Why
Francisco. I got a
wait
portal to San Francisco.
wait, why aren't you using that?
Because it's meant to block the sunlight. See how it's like.
Oh yeah.
One day we'll mess around with that.
Do you think like renting out green screens would be like a good, or leasing out green screens would be a good business?
Like, you can just buy it for like $40. Like this one's probably I got
Oh
this one for
really?
free. Yeah, my uncle
Okay.
just gave that to me when I was like
I didn't know
10.
how expensive they were.
Yeah, they're not too expensive. You could always get like a green tablecloth too and just put it up there.
I can't find a list. Products.
We should do more guests, Akash.
Yo, are there podcasts like this on Twitch?
Probably. We're still trying to figure out our product basically.
Okay.
We're like messing around. Did we tell you about our Wikipedia experimental show?
No.
So you get a random Wikipedia article of your choice, and you have a week to become like an expert on that material, and you just talk about it for a podcast.
Apparently, AdSense also came out of the 20% thing. Google
Oh
AdSense.
shit!
Oh wow, that's
Dude,
really
Yeah.
beneficial.
AdSense changed
Dude.
the fucking world.
Dude, that's their whole like revenue right there.
Yeah. So, and Google News, which is as big as Gmail or AdSense, but that's wild.
Look, Zach's in San
And
Francisco.
did Zach? All right. Here's a question: did Zach just teleport?
I actually got New York
I have
right
a
behind me.
portal.
That's
I
New York
got
right behind
it.
me.
This thing's so cool. I love it.
Imagine you just put that on your head and you go into San Francisco.
That's what I'm gonna do during the fucking remote meetings.
I
if
actually
have
got the
them.
bridge right there, right behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it.
Yeah, we could see it.
Gosh, you got to set up your green screen so we could have like
Dude, I don't
a
know where to
show.
hang it.
Just like wear it as a cape. Get it? Go wear it as a cape. Make your body disappear.
Wait, I can't do that. It doesn't work on mobile. I need to Zoom on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I could wear it as a cape though. All right. We're getting close to the end here. Any final thoughts, Kyle, on any final topics you want to touch?
What if AI are our descendants?
Wait, what was that?
Ooh, that's
What
a
if
different way to look at it.
What if AI will be our descendants? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean,
Are you talking in terms of just pure AI or more like bionic humans? Kind of
Both.
these
Like,
humans would be like,
do you think like
oh
symbiosis
Jesus! Someone DOSed us.
is
You know-
like the goal?
if we combine man and computer, are we technically reproducing with the computer?
Gosh, don't turn me on like
I
that.
don't know.
Or sex
I
bots, key
think-
to the future?
Yeah, that reminded me of the Rick and Morty episode with the sex bot, and he has a baby with it. Have you guys seen that?
I've definitely seen it. I just don't remember it.
Do you remember that? Morty has his own like alien baby. The robot.
Oh, an alien
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
baby. I got
Actually, I remember that one.
Do you think that's possible? Like having an incubator, like a robot that has like an incubator for an egg, and then guys can kind of just like buy them and.
Oh my god.
That's really sad
And,
if that's what it's come down to.
Yeah. Oh
Not
man,
even
that's
just
actually
for
that's
pleasure.
probably gonna be a thing.
Literally, to make a child, you have to buy a robot.
Like guys who can't find partners.
Wow. See, we started on a very educated topic, and now we're talking about sex robots. Always happens.
No, okay, but they're super intelligent.
Oh, okay. They're super intelligent.
And they can actually talk to you.
Well, isn't that what guys do in Westworld?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
basically.
so gross. I would never do
Pretty
that.
much.
They're attractive.
Zach, have you watched Westworld?
Yeah,
They're actually
I
attractive
have.
though.
I've
It's
seen
kind
like the
of
first episode.
it's kind
That's
of
true.
weird. Like I don't know
It's
how to
'cause-
feel about it.
It's attractive actresses acting, but I don't know, if it was that real. So Westworld, if you guys haven't, any of you haven't watched it, is this pretty much this futuristic theme park where you can go with your family. It's very expensive. You go, and it's this like old west themed place where all the other characters are robots and they're intelligent robots, and people can do whatever they want to live out their wildest fantasies. They can screw them, they can kill them, they can make them their slaves, and the robots pretty much have to comply to everything. And the show's about the robots slowly gaining consciousness and breaking out of this loop they're put in, and pretty much taking back their
Because
life.
each time they die, basically they're reset. And like each episode starts with like the same intro.
Yeah, because the robots are reset. It's like the morning. There's a dude who takes a train and comes into town. He's like a cowboy guy.
And it's basically like a video game. like in real life, and they each have their own
Yeah.
story plots that you can like follow
Yeah,
when
you
you
can do like little
interact with one.
quests and things like
Yeah.
that. And another interesting thing is in the show, although people don't know it, some of the people are already robots that the people working there think are real people. And it gets
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yeah, that's the weird. Yeah, it's kind of like
Like one of the lead that's
really
a
mind
spoiler.
bending.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not gonna spoil
don't
anything.
spoil this show because
Why
it's a
don't we
good
have
show.
a Westworld episode? I'll
All right.
binge it.
Have
and
you
we
guys
can,
been watching the new season? It just came
No,
out.
I
No,
gotta
is it
binge the
good?
whole thing, dude.
I think
I fell
I'm-
off on season 2. I found it really boring. I really liked season
Really?
1, but I didn't like season 2.
I liked all of it, honestly. I just
Mm.
think it's a little hard to follow.
Season 2, yeah, I don't know. How's season 3?
I have not watched the new season.
Me neither. How many episodes are out? Let me look.
I think
I
like
just binge it.
I don't know.
Because season 3 takes place in the real world. Okay. Episode 6 comes out Sunday. There's 5 episodes, half the season's out.
I gotta watch it. Okay. It's 10, so why don't we end the stream here?
All right. Well, Kyle, thanks for joining us.
That
Yeah,
was
for
a
sure.
Really
was a
interesting conversation.
cool experiment too.
Yeah.
Hopefully we provided some value.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you back at some point in the future to talk more about AI or whatever else you want to talk about.
Life.
Yeah, so if you are watching us on YouTube right now, right up there.
You're
Oh,
wrong.
It's not up there
It's
anymore.
right
No,
here.
it's Zach. It's there.
It's
up
right
over
here.
there.
Yeah.
It's over there now. Yeah, Zach, you gotta put the Google Podcast logo on that.
Wait, what do you want me to? Oh, yeah. Fuck.
Yeah, but you can check us out Spotify, Apple, Google, and Instagram at the Zach and Aakash Show. And if you are listening to us on any of these platforms, check out our YouTube. Just search the Zach and Aakash Show on YouTube and follow us on Instagram at the Zach and Aakash Show.
Sounds good. Okay, so for tomorrow, Akash, do you want to
Mm-hmm.
take a break from the morning show so we can recuperate a bit and just have one day off and get back on Sunday
Okay,
and do our like
sure.
Wikipedia
And Sunday
stuff?
we'll do the Wikipedia
Oh God,
thing.
I haven't
Okay.
started reading it. I'm fucked.
Okay.
Whatever, we'll do it.
All
then.
right. You know what? Maybe we'll keep Fridays as our breaks like we did before from the morning, and we'll do the guests on Saturday.
Yeah, we could do that.
And maybe we'll do like a later session Saturday, like